Alright, so we should be somewhere here with this extrusion. And the next thing, we're going to add the modifier. We're going to add subsurf. And if you end up having some kind of strange geometry here, what you're going to do, you will have to remove this middle geometry. But to be able to do that, we will have to first apply this mirror. So if I hit apply, and I have to be actually in object mode, and hit apply, and then if I go back to the edit mode, I can remove this faces, and I'm removing the faces. So X, face, X, face, and the same thing here. Alright, so if I go back now into the solid shape, and if I go into the object mode, I should have something like that. I'm going to save this geometry right now. Now I can go into the edit mode, and I can apply loop and make nice bevels to my geometry. So I think we need to do one on this side, because I applied the mirror. So now geometry is not mirroring, the actions are not mirrored. Alright, so with that we have this, this middle part, and this middle part is kind of more or less ready. So let's go into the object mode, and now we're going to do this one. We're going to copy. So I'm going to come into my top view, Shift D, and I'm going to drag it just on my Y directions. Grab Y. Let's keep it that way. And what I'm going to do, I will add a mirror on this one object, and this time I'm going to mirror it on Y. So add modifier mirror, and I'm going to unclick X and put on Y, and I will get something like this. Okay. So again, it's important how we build our geometry, because our pivot point is right there. So when I'm copying, when I'm mirroring, it's mirroring around this pivot point. So I see my top. All right. Now what we're going to do, we will go into edit mode, and what we would like to do is to remove these vertices right here. So let me come here. I'm going to go to wireframe, and I'm going to hit B, and I'm going to select all of these right somewhere here. Now let's see, X vertices. And what happens now, I end up having this hole. So to fill that, I'm going to select the pivot point, I'm going to hit extrude and then Z, and then I'm going to drag that little point. Let's see if I did it. Yep, right there. So making geometry. So later on, I can create faces. So again, this one, easy, and then drag, something like that, easy, and I drag. And now I have them, and now carefully, let's go. And now carefully I will create the faces. And let's see if maybe helps now to have a solid. So holding the shift and right click and hit F, That creates one face. Try your geometry to be nice and clean. Okay, and let's do this way, and up. So just carefully, in organized, nice way. Alright, so we should have something like that. Alright, let's come here. I'm gonna file save. Alright, so now when we have that, we will create an array of these objects. And so let's go back to the object mode. And I'm here under modifiers. Let me minimize these guys. And array. And we don't want to do it on X. We would like to go -1. So we're going to go in this direction, so like that. Now, how many? I'm going to leave it for now like 5, and then I'll see how everything else goes. Now let me actually move all this nicely. All right, so we have that. And the same thing I can do for this middle part. I'm going to add array. And again, it won't be X, so I will put a 0 for the X. And here I'll try -1. And let's see, count, something like that. If we need to add more, it's easy, just add a little bit more. So that's this part. And again, I can maybe save my file. Now we will add a third part that comes right here. So if I come into the select and then Shift A, and I will add a cube. Now this cube, what is important is to keep this pivot point on X axis, so when I'm mirroring everything, it will mirror it correctly. That's why I'm gonna add into the edit mode, and then I'm going to change the, first I'm gonna move, hold it. That's why, let me go like that. Let me now be sure that I select everything. Alright, so I'm going to do like that. And then I can select everything, like select like here, and then I'm going to scale it Y, like this. And let's come here and scale it Z, like this. Okay, and then let me go back into this mode, and I know this piece has to come here, so let me go quickly into the object mode so I can position this nicely. But you see how my pivot point is here, and that is what is important for this part, because I will mirror this part on the other side. Alright, so I probably can tab, let's tab and deselect, and then hit B, and maybe move this a little bit closer, like this, and select both of this, come close, and it's something like this. I think this is pretty good. So now I will use loop, cut, and slide right in the middle and just hit return, deselect, select the bottom ones, and hit X for the vertices. And you can probably guess that next thing I will add the mirror. So I'm going to add the mirror, and the mirror won't be on X, the mirror will be on Y and on X, sorry, both of this. So I see it here and I see the bottom part. The next thing what I would like to do is to add subsurf. So I can add modifier subdivision subsurf, like something like that, and go all the way 3 view and render. Then we're going to come, and I'm going to now go into the solid so I can see a little bit better. And I'll select the faces and maybe just drag this a little bit like that. So have something like this. All right, now we would like to add loop cuts. We like to add loop cuts. So come close, loop cut, and add nice like that. A loop cut, come here like that. Let's go first this edge, loop cut, and come to this one. And I think we have to play a little bit on this side. Can't remember if we did it, but I think this will be good. It won't make difference for later on. All right, so if I go back into the object mode, I can create the array, of course. And let's see, so I'm gonna close or minimize this one, add array. And again, I know it won't be X, so that's 0. And I know it will be Y, but it will be 1.030. And let's see how many. I think something like that could work. And again, I'm going to save it. And now we're going to mirror everything to make the top part. So I'll select this object and I'll add a mirror. And I know it will mirror Y, but where mirror object will by cylinder. And now nicely I will keep adding a mirror on the Y, cylinder, and this one. Let's minimize this one, and mirror, and Y, and cylinder, and the same thing comes here, and mirror, and Y, and cylinder. All right, so we should be somewhere like this. This is a good moment for me to save. And now I can start playing maybe with my composition, my lights, textures, and camera.